What's going on is Anton from antondaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. I don't know if it's me or if that's just what's happening in society right now prior to Trump taking office, but it seemed like it's a lot of people. And when I say a lot, I'm starting to be flooded with emails of people sending me videos of people either being laid off or complaining about having to go back to work. And so, I want to speak to that really quickly because I was talking to Quentin yesterday, and I'll expound on this tomorrow because I got a lot of things that I need to get off my chest, but I like to keep it a little bit singular. I was talking to Quentin, and he was saying that a lot of people need to actually consider moving to a smaller city, especially when it comes to opportunity and reducing your costs. But that's a completely different conversation. There are a lot of people that are being laid off, and at the same time, there's a second segment of people that are stuck in their bubble, and they don't understand that they have it incredibly good. If you are a person that is working from home and that is like the sentiment of your company, they are going to remain keeping everybody working from home. That is what is being communicated over to the people where, that's how you came into the business and that's how you rolling. Be very, very thankful. Be very appreciative because most people do not have that privilege. Do not feel as though that is owed to you. Do not believe that you are special. You are not special. You are lucky. You are blessed. Now, obviously, we can make a case and say that some people earned the position that they in and that, the role that they're in, it allows for them to be able to do so because they have a special, unique skill set that allows for them to be able to choose to work from home and stuff like that. That's cool. I'm not knocking you. You are the exception, but you are not the rule. For the rest of y'all that was blessed enough to be able to work from home over the last 4 years or 5 years or however long, you was a part of the pandemic and stuff like that, and you thought that that was never going to happen again, I told you, I warned you, and I knew that it was going to be a wake-up call and a reality check very, very soon for y'all. Well, why am I saying this? Because most of y'all jobs, you were going into the office every single day anyway. And we are getting to the point, especially with people that don't have a special skill set, especially if you are not, uniquely trained or don't have a degree and then experience in a STEM related field or specializing in something that makes you, unique to the workforce, that there's a lack of in it as far as professionals. And, you are blessed, or you can write your own ticket, or you make a lot of money and you can choose to work from home. You made smart decisions. That is a blessing for you. For those of y'all that have not kept up with your skill set, you got the degree and then you remain complacent or content in the role that you're in, you need to update your skill set because along with you not wanting to go back into the office, you got AI that's playing a huge role and things. I use AI for a lot of stuff work related in order to streamline processes. And whereas I would have had to hire for certain things, I don't have to hire, and I can remain paying my employees, a really, really great wage because I don't have to outsource a lot of things to a lot of people and then go through a lot of turnover. So I have a different type of business philosophy that allows for me to be able to thrive in certain environments, but everybody is not built like that. If you work in a call center, and I'm not dissing anybody, I'm not dissing any job in particular, but if you work in a call center, for example, if you don't realize that at some point you're going to be replaced and that companies are figuring out every single day how to streamline processes, how to, make things easier, how to do problems. Like, I'll give you an example, because a lot of people don't understand how this process works. So, for example, you could be in a situation where you work at a call center, right? Or you take calls or customer service and all of that, right? And you could say, well, I'm not going to be replaced because we always have a lot of volume. Well, what I do, for example, as a UXer, and I don't just UX as far as screens, I am in I was in an upper management position, and I'm choosing to not have to go back into the job and move over into a different department. We sold the department, so I'm taking a severance, but I own a lot of businesses, and I decided that I wanted to focus on my businesses more, right? But one of the things that I do, and one of the things that make me unique, is that I figure out ways to make things flow even easier or more efficient or whatever, right? So For example, I may be designing a screen that allows for people to be able to self-service for customer service instead of having to call into the call center, right? Well, my job is to make it easier, lower the call center, have a better, output as far as customer service and people being happy with the service, while at the same time making things more efficient. So one of the things I'll do is I'll take a multi-level approach. I'll both redesign the contact us screen for a major bank that I work for. And so I'll go through a process. Let's say, for example, whereas it used to just say, open Monday through Friday, here's the call center number, whatever, you can contact us, so on and so forth. I'll go in and I'll redesign it. I'll rethink the whole process and say, all right, well, you know what? The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make the call center more competitive by having gamification, meaning that we're going to put screens on there to see exactly how long it takes each agent to filter through a call. Then we're going to go through Salesforce and we're going to make it easier for you to be able to find what you're looking for so you can service the customer more effectively. Also, what we're going to do is we're going to go through the contact us screen and the steps to make it a little bit more difficult for the user to get in touch with you. But before they do that, they'll have to be able to consider self-servicing. So we'll give them some FAQs. We'll allow AI to be able to make it easier for them to search what they're looking for because maybe they don't want to hold online. What we'll do is we'll allow for them, if they're on a mobile device or if they're on their laptop, we'll allow for them to place themselves in queue for a callback instead of being waiting on hold. And so all of this during that time, they'll also have the ability to be able to find what they're looking for before they ever talk to an agent. And so we're solving for problems. People like me, we go in and we solve for problems before the customer even reach an agent. And sometimes they just have a problem that they have to reach an agent for, and they could do that, right? Most times we'll look at the data and I'll say, well, a lot of people just need a password reset or they need to do this. And so we'll go through and we'll solve for that. And so that is one of the things that make me unique, is that I go through and I give my team direction based off of how I can make the things easier for them to do. It's not just about easier on the application. It's not just easier navigating the screen. It's not just easier as far as how it is that you're being able to check your balance. It's solving for making sure that we want that the business run more efficiently when it comes to self-servicing. Do we need as many agents, right? Looking at the amount of phone calls that come in on each day and then staffing it more effectively based off of that. Using software, AI, in order to make things easier for certain things, right? So when I go through and I'm figuring it out, in a sense, not directly, but indirectly, I'm trying to figure out how to not need you. So if you are a person, and I'm giving you the inside scoop, so if you are the type of person that feel as though you're just automatically going to be secure because you've been there for a long time or you work from home and all of that, I'm telling you that traditionally, all throughout history, you've always had to keep up with your skill set. You've always had to make adjustments. You've always had to, update and stay in school or whatever, because I am going to figure out, and people like me exist, and they pay us a lot of money, and I'm being recruited right now. Since I've announced that I'm retiring from mid-sized to large-sized bank in this field, if you don't think that I'm getting phone calls right now from people that's saying, hey, listen, we want you to come in, look at what we're doing or whatever, and that's one of the beauties of marketing. That's one of the beauties of building out a platform that allows for you to also be able to market yourself more effectively, because I possess a unique skill set. I've worked in leadership and I've directed teams and I solve for problems, and I also do it within my own businesses. And that allows for me to generate a lot of revenue while at the same time you sitting there waiting on somebody. And it's nothing wrong with having a job, but you need to make sure that A, you're appreciative, B, that you're proactive, and C, you're not waiting on somebody to lay you off, because there's always going to be times where there's growth. There's going to be times where it's cyclical. You're not going to be able to protest yourself to $50 an hour just because you think that you deserve it. What value add do you have inside of the business or the corporation that you work for or the industry that you're a part of, right? Are you willing to move? Do you think that you're just going to be sitting in your living room waking up? And it's a lot of people, I'm going to have a whole nother conversation about this. It's a lot of people that's not built to work from home. And it's also a lot of people that's not built to have their own business. Two completely different conversations. But what I'm telling you is that based off of what I'm hearing in the industry and my friends and the executives and certain business partners, what they're telling me is that it's a sentiment happening And it's going to be a lot of money and opportunity for people that solve for problems. And it's going to be a bloodbath for people that think that they're safe. If you're not willing to go back into the office, if you think that you're safe, and you may be, but I'm telling you, don't wait for something to happen to you. Be proactive and put yourself in a position to be successful. I love you. I appreciate you. I got business to take care of. I'm going to holler at y'all later, all right? Peace.